Hey guys, good afternoon. I hope you guys are having a really good day today. I feel good. I just got out of the gym. I feel super, super good and stoked. I'm ready to conquer my day type of mentality. Anywho, so I want to talk to you guys something I encountered last night at work. When I was minding my own business, doing my job, and everybody in my area is all women, mostly women. Some guys here and there, but mostly women. And I shit you not, man. I saw a girl who has just doodles on her face, man. And she have her whole neck done, her hands. And I'm not judging. It's just like what's going on here? So one of my guys saw that who's a friend of mine, well, colleague, and we were talking about this because we're both guys and we just talk about um, women with tattoos versus men with tattoos, and the amount of visible tattooed on women is just mind-boggling. Like I'm just I'm just so super shocked that they're going on places that are very risky now these days. Um, and I told him about my opinion about it. Like, I don't think women should get those stuff. It just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good on them, in my opinion. It doesn't look good at anyone, actually. Hands, neck, and face, it just doesn't look good at all with anyone. But why do I why do I think sleeves look good? It's just you can hide it. You have the ability to hide it, man. And when I see people with just tatted to the 9 yards, it's just it's just mind-boggling. It messes with me mentally because like that's a person who don't know how to control themselves when it comes to getting good artwork. Now, whether we live in a society such as acceptedness and all that stuff, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't have a problem with it because I got most of my body done. 60% of my body is tattooed. There's nothing wrong with it. But when I see people who are heavily visibly tattooed, it it messes with me a little bit because like I feel like this person get it because they want to get that attention and look. It's like look at me type of thing. But in a matter of fact, it's the same. It's like looking at obese people, man. It just it just is. It's just like that. It's just not. There's no like. It's like giving that yuck look. But no, I think when it comes to visible tattoos, and I'm a big, huge advocate on this, is that it's very, very important to be very more conservative. Same thing with your body too. And when you go to the gym and if you're muscular, it's better for you to be very conservative of what you do. For instance, one of the girls I was talking to, they said I showed a picture of me shirtless, and one of the girls asked me, "Do you walk like that in public?" I'm like, "No, I mostly wear long sleeves or a t-shirt like where I am now because it kind of makes sense. I only do that when I'm in the pool or at the gym or at the what is it beach. Yeah, that's okay because it's appropriate. However, church, no. Sometimes I roll my sleeves up at church, but that's it. I don't go all out. Maybe a t-shirt, but that's it. I don't try to do too much exposure when it comes to getting tattoos. And because I know it, man, because as a man, my life is already hard as a man. Like you're supposed to talk to girls, you're supposed to make the move, you're supposed to pay the money, you're supposed to do a lot of things already. Why make it way harder than it has to be? And tattoos are one of them. And this is where a lot of people don't understand the difference between men and women is that men have to work 10 times harder than women. It's just that's just the reality, and it's expectations, you know. And if you're gonna get tattoos, be very considerate what type of style you get. And this is where a lot of people don't understand the fact that different styles have a little bit of different meanings. It tells a lot of story about you. For instance, when I got Polynesians because I like Polynesian tribals. It looks good on my skin. And not just that, everywhere I go, people say, "Oh, you look like Maui," which is okay. I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that. Vice versa, when people get a Pikachu sleeve, it's kind of like immaturity. There's a lot of guys my age who have that style, and I just don't understand it. I think that's just a lack of education, in my opinion. Same thing with the visible tattooing. Unless you have a business of your own, then I don't really care. You go for it, you know? But I'm shedding light because people who haven't think don't think about these things is you have to be very okay of regret and getting judged. There's a certain types of people, categories of people who get these stuff done, and you have to be very okay about it. And I think tattoo artists that I know should be very, very anal towards getting visible tattoos. I don't think everybody should have them. By the way, I don't have them because I don't think I'm okay living like that for the rest of my life. And people don't understand the fact that getting them could make your life harder. That's why I don't do it, because I work on my hands every day. Why should I get something permanent there and get my work on my hands, because that stuff will fade. And yeah, that's another thing too. People don't think about this too. Like, visible tattoos do fade because of the exposure of the sun, and people don't realize that. I like to have the idea to cover it because the old generation were right. They don't want to see it, which is good. It keeps it and it protects it from the UV rays and all that stuff. But no, the only visible tattoo you'll see is my foot, my left foot. I'm thinking about getting my other foot, but I don't know yet. I'm still putting that in the back of my head. But why feet? My artists or people who inspire me in Hawaii, they said to me, if you want to be a tough guy in the room, get your foot done. And they don't have hands, neck, and face. That's the cool thing about them. Most artists that I know who live out there don't have hands and neck and face. And they'll be like, especially the old generation, they'll be like, what do you want to do? What are you trying to do? You trying to what happens if you do that? You don't get a job, you know? It's like that type of mentality, and I like that. It's important to have that. No, I think sleeves look good on everybody. I just think when I see people with job stoppers, it, either they have a lot of money, or B, they're very successful, they don't need a job, and three, it's a different category of people, you know. And I don't, at this point, like, it's 2026, so who cares? But at the same time, like, it's for people who want to get into getting tattoos. I think it's a very important to tell you guys, do not get your hands, neck, and face. Why? Because you will. There's a case and study that I read, and I need to actually find that so I could put that in the link below, but I'm a little bit too lazy right now. Um, People who have visible tattoos are 67% less likely to seal that deal when it comes to like real estate, for example, or trying to get a client to buy stuff. So because that's just human nature, man. And the more we put this aware out there in the internet, the better that people stay away from these things. In the early 2000s, people want to have these, like, get these visible stuff, and I am against it because it really does affect your life, man. And you have to be okay with it. No matter how much you laser it, it won't come off. So what's the best way we could do about it? A, we educate people on styles that fits, I won't say their aesthetics, but fit them personally. And second of all, you got to think long term too. What does it look like when it's healed? Not when it's fresh, but when it's healed. That's a big, huge difference. And third of all, like getting visible stuff puts a hinder towards your life. You know, as if you want to get married and have kids, it's harder. It's really harder to get married if you have visible tattoos. So it's something to think about because, like, I see it so often, and I'm getting to a point where it's not. I don't know. It's kind of odd. What's so appealing to get these stuff? You know, it's better to get something. It's better to be fully tattooed and keep it covered. But most people don't really care. But at the same time, you should care. I think you should really care because you got to think about the future and the concept of regret. And that's why I talk about these things because it's very important to understand the fact that anything you do in life has consequences, whether you realize it or not, whether you like it or not. And these are the primer examples of people who go to the extreme. And should we accept that? I'm going to be real with you. We shouldn't accept that. You know, you shouldn't be doing those things because it will hurt you. And people who do that, I just, there's no going back. So what do we should do when we take these videos? Okay. In this video, I just want you guys to acknowledge that monkey see, monkey do. If you see people getting this stuff done, should you get them? I don't think so. Because it's important to understand the fact that there are consequences in your life. And I think it's smart to actually have the ability to cover these things. And the reason why I don't have visible tattoos is because I know better. And not just that, I like to go to other countries. I like to go to other places and have that ability. I like to go to a bar or a disco place and have the ability to cover that stuff up so I can get in. And there are still places still to this day that won't let people in if they have visible tattoos. That's just the reality. So how do we take this from this video? A, be responsible with what you get, whether it's style or visible job stoppers and stuff, and make it more last longing. Be okay with yourself as age 60 to have these styles. And second of all, talk to people who have these things and they have a lot of is more respected. You know, a lot of people ask me because what did I think about these things? And I'm going to be real with you. I think we should demonize this, you know, because I don't think everybody should have these things because there are certain types of people who shouldn't have these things, whether you like it or not. That's why I think that's why I harp on tattoo artists that I know that you shouldn't get your hands from the beginning. You should get at least a sleeve from here all the way to the chest place from here. That way, you can that way once you feel comfortable and you want to get another one, you get the other side, and then you get the back, and then you get the legs. You treat it like armor, so to speak. But I could talk more about that later. But anywho, the point is, be responsible what you get, and also try to think about yourself in the future because it's very, very important to think about these things because you will regret everything you have done in your youth time. So go slow, take your time, ask questions, and if you have any questions about my opinions or just in general, leave it down in the comments below, and I really do appreciate it. And I'll do my best to answer it. Obviously, I have a busy lifestyle. And also subscribe, because I want to talk more about these things, because it's getting to a point where we need to sit down and have an adult conversation when it comes to body modification, especially when it comes to tattoos. Anywho, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys on the next round. Okay? Be safe. Bye.